The ocean is a place of secrets, and some of them should never be revealed. This phrase, spoken by the iconic Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, perfectly captures the mystery and fascination surrounding the Bermuda Triangle, located between Miami, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. This region of the Atlantic is home to scary stories, unexplained disappearances, ghost ships, and even theories about portals to other dimensions. But what you don't know is that the truth behind this place may be even more surprising and, perhaps, scarier than any myth. Today, we're going to reveal the scary truth about the Bermuda Triangle, exploring the myths, realities, and explanations that could change everything you think about this enigma. The Bermuda Triangle is without a doubt one of the greatest enigmas of our time. Located in an area of the North Atlantic that forms an imaginary triangle between Miami, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda, this region has gained worldwide fame for being the scene of unexplained disappearances. Ships that disappeared without a trace, planes that disappeared from radar, and even reports of compasses going haywire. All contributed to the aura of mystery that surrounds the place. But what makes the Bermuda Triangle so fascinating? Is it the number of disappearances, survivor stories, or the fact that, even with all our modern technology, we still can't fully explain what happens there? Maybe it's a little bit of everything. The mystery began to gain traction in the 1950s, when writer Vincent Gaddis coined the term Bermuda Triangle. In an article for Argosy magazine, he highlighted a series of disappearances in the region, including the famous case of Flight 19, a squadron of 5 U.S. Navy planes that disappeared in 1945 during routine training. The strangest thing, the plane sent to rescue the squadron also disappeared. No debris was found, and the pilots' latest communications indicated that they were disoriented, as if their compasses had stopped working. Since then, the Bermuda Triangle has become a pop culture icon, inspiring books, films, and documentaries. But at the same time, it has also become a fertile field for theories. Some scientific, others completely absurd. Among the most popular explanations are magnetic anomalies. Some believe that the Bermuda Triangle is one of the few regions in the world where magnetic north and geographic north align, causing interference with navigational instruments. This could explain why so many pilots and sailors reported runaway compasses before they disappeared. Weather phenomena. The region is known for its sudden and violent storms, which can take even the most experienced navigators by surprise. Additionally, there are reports of giant waves, huge walls of water that can swallow entire ships, methane, bubbles. Some scientists suggest that deposits of methane gas on the ocean floor may occasionally release large bubbles that reduce the density of water, causing ships to sink quickly. While this theory is intriguing, it doesn't explain plane disappearances, portals to other dimensions. This is, without a doubt, one of the most fantastic theories. Some believe that the Bermuda Triangle is an access point for portals, where ships and planes are transported to other realities. Although there is no scientific evidence to support this idea, it continues to capture the imagination of many people. Extraterrestrial activity. Another popular theory is that the Bermuda Triangle is a hotspot for aliens who hijack ships and planes to carry out experiments. This idea gained strength with reports of strange lights in the sky and unidentified objects in the region. But as fascinating as these theories are, they also raise an important question. Is the Bermuda Triangle really as mysterious as it seems? Or are we just projecting our fears and fascination with the unknown onto a region that, in the end, is just another part of the ocean? The truth is, although the Bermuda Triangle has a frightening reputation, many scientists argue that disappearances in the region are not as uncommon as they seem. The North Atlantic is one of the busiest areas in the world in terms of sea and air traffic, and accidents happen. Furthermore, Many of the cases attributed to the Bermuda Triangle have simple explanations, such as human error, mechanical failures, or adverse weather conditions. But at the same time, there's something about the Bermuda Triangle that continues to intrigue us. Maybe it's the fact that, even with all the rational explanations, there are still cases that remain unsolved. Or maybe it's the simple fact that, as human beings, we are drawn to mystery, to what we cannot explain, and that's what makes the Bermuda Triangle so fascinating. It's not just a place on the map. It's a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that no matter how far we advance, there are still things we don't understand. And as long as we continue to explore the world around us, the Bermuda Triangle will continue to challenge us, intrigue us, and most of all, scare us. The Bermuda Triangle is not just a place on the map. It is a cultural phenomenon. But how? Did an area of the Atlantic Ocean become synonymous with mystery and fear? To understand this, we need to go back in time to the first reports of disappearances and the stories that, over the centuries, turned the Bermuda Triangle into one of the world's greatest enigmas. The first signs of something strange in the region date back to the period of the Great Navigations. Christopher Columbus, on his first voyage to the New World in 1492, recorded unusual events in his diary as he sailed across the Atlantic. He reported seeing strange lights on the horizon and observing that his vessel's compass appeared to be disoriented. Although these phenomena may have natural explanations, such as meteors or magnetic variations, they were the first records of something abnormal in the area we now call the Bermuda Triangle. However, the mystery only began to gain strength centuries later with the increase in sea and air traffic in the region. During the 19th century, reports emerged of ships disappearing without a trace. One of the most famous cases was that of the Mary Celeste, a merchant ship found adrift in 1872 with no sign of its crew. Although the Mary Celeste did not disappear in the Bermuda Triangle, her story was often associated with the region, fueling the myth. Another emblematic case was the disappearance of the USS Cyclops, a United States Navy ship that disappeared in 1918 with 309 crew members on board. The Cyclops was traveling from Barbados to Baltimore when it simply disappeared without sending any distress calls. To date, no wreckage has been found, and the case remains unexplained. But it was in the 1950s that the Bermuda Triangle really entered the popular imagination. In 1950, journalist Edward Van Winkle Jones published an article in the Miami Herald highlighting a series of mysterious disappearances in the region. 2 years later, writer George X. Sand followed suit, publishing an article in Fate magazine that mentioned the Devil's Triangle, one of the first names given to the area. However, the term Bermuda Triangle was only coined in 1964 by writer Vincent Gaddis in an article for Argosy magazine. Gaddis compiled several missing persons cases and suggested that there was something supernatural in the region. His article was expanded into a book called Invisible Horizons: True Mysteries of the Sea, which helped popularize the mystery. From then on, the Bermuda Triangle became a global phenomenon. Books like The Bermuda Triangle, 1974, by Charles Berlitz, sold millions of copies and presented theories that ranged from alien abductions to portals to other dimensions. Berlitz, in particular, was one of those responsible for transforming the Bermuda Triangle into a pop culture icon. Although many of his claims have been debunked by scientists and historians, the media also played a crucial role in amplifying the myth. Documentaries, TV shows, and films have explored the mystery, often exaggerating or distorting facts to create more dramatic stories. A classic example is the film The Bermuda Triangle, 1978, which mixed fiction and reality to explore disappearances in the region. But as the Bermuda Triangle gained fame, skeptics began to question the claims. In 1975, researcher Larry Kush published the book The Bermuda Triangle Mystery Solved. in which he dismantled many of the stories associated with the region. Cush argued that many of the disappearances attributed to the Bermuda Triangle had simple explanations, such as human error, mechanical failures, or adverse weather conditions. He also pointed out that in some cases, the supposedly missing ships and planes never existed. They were inventions or exaggerations by sensationalist writers. Despite this, the Bermuda Triangle continued to capture the public's imagination. Part of this is due to the fact that, even with all the rational explanations, there are still cases that remain unsolved. Furthermore, the mystery touches on something deeper: our fascination with the unknown and our desire to find answers to what we cannot explain. Today, the Bermuda Triangle is a perfect example of how myths and realities can intertwine. He reminds us that no matter how far we advance in science and technology, we are still drawn to mystery, to what is beyond our understanding. And as long as we continue to explore the world around us, the Bermuda Triangle will continue to be a symbol of the unknown, challenging us to question what we know and imagine what is yet to be discovered. For decades, the Bermuda Triangle has been surrounded by a veil of mystery, fueled by stories of unexplained disappearances and supernatural theories. But as science and technology advanced, we began to unlock the secrets of this enigmatic region. And while the mystery still persists in some respects, many of the scariest claims about the Bermuda Triangle have been debunked. One of the biggest advances in investigating the Bermuda Triangle has been the use of underwater mapping technology. With the development of high-resolution sonar and submersible vehicles, scientists have been able to explore the ocean floor in the region, revealing a complex terrain full of surprises. It was discovered, for example, that the seabed in the Bermuda Triangle is full of deep canyons, submerged mountains, and even craters that may have been formed by eruptions of methane gas. These geological features help explain some of the ship disappearances, as underwater currents and sudden changes in water density can cause shipwrecks. Speaking of methane gas, one of the most intriguing theories about the Bermuda Triangle is that methane bubbles may be responsible for some of the disappearances. This idea gained traction when scientists discovered large deposits of methane hydrates at the bottom of the ocean. When these deposits rupture, they release giant bubbles of gas that can drastically reduce the density of the water, causing ships to sink quickly. While this theory is fascinating, the researchers point out that there is no evidence that such events have occurred recently in the Bermuda Triangle. Another important advance was the study of magnetic anomalies in the region. For years, it was believed that the Bermuda Triangle was one of the few areas in the world where magnetic north and geographic north aligned, causing interference with navigational instruments. However, more recent studies have shown that these magnetic anomalies are not unique to the Bermuda Triangle, and that, in most cases, modern instruments are able to compensate for these variations. This means that, although compasses may have caused confusion in the past, they are no longer a significant problem for navigators and pilots. Furthermore, meteorological science also played a crucial role in demystifying the Bermuda Triangle. The region is known for its unpredictable weather conditions, including tropical storms, hurricanes, and even microbursts. Extremely strong gusts of wind that can reach speeds of up to 270 kilometers per hour. These conditions can arise suddenly, catching sailors and pilots off guard. With the advent of weather satellites and advanced forecasting systems, we are now able to monitor these conditions in real time, reducing the risk of accidents. But perhaps the greatest advance in the investigation of the Bermuda Triangle has been the application of scientific skepticism. Researchers like Larry Cush, author of the Bermuda Triangle Mystery Solved, have shown that many of the disappearances attributed to the Bermuda Triangle have simple, rational explanations. Cush analyzed historical records and found that in many cases, the supposedly missing ships and planes never existed or were later found in other areas. He also highlighted that the number of disappearances in the region is no higher than in other parts of the ocean with heavy traffic. Additionally, modern science has helped us better understand the impact of human error on maritime and aviation accidents. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the busiest areas in the world in terms of sea and air traffic, and many of the disappearances can be attributed to human error, such as poor navigation, poor decisions in emergency situations, and even negligence. While this doesn't completely eliminate the mystery, it helps put the disappearances into perspective. Another important factor is the role of media and pop culture in amplifying the mystery. Many of the cases associated with the Bermuda Triangle have been exaggerated or distorted to create more dramatic stories. For example, the disappearance of Flight 19, often cited as one of the Bermuda Triangle's greatest mysteries, was investigated by the United States Navy, which concluded that the planes likely ran out of fuel after becoming disoriented. However, this explanation is rarely mentioned in books and documentaries that explore the mystery. Despite all these advances, the Bermuda Triangle continues to capture the public's imagination. Part of this is due to the fact that, even with all the rational explanations, there are still cases that remain unsolved. Furthermore, the mystery touches on something deeper: our fascination with the unknown and our desire to find answers to what we cannot explain. And perhaps that's what makes the Bermuda Triangle so fascinating. It's not just a place on the map, it's a symbol of our desire to explore, understand, and challenge the unknown. And as long as we continue to search for answers, the Bermuda Triangle will continue to intrigue us, challenge us, and, most of all, inspire us. Behind every great mystery, there is always a dark side, and the Bermuda Triangle is no exception. While the region has become an icon of the unknown, it is also an example of how exaggerations, misinformation, and even fraud can turn ordinary events into frightening legends. And as science advances and demystifies many of the phenomena associated with the Bermuda Triangle, it's becoming clear that not everything we hear about this region is as mysterious as it seems. One of the biggest problems surrounding the Bermuda Triangle is media sensationalism. Since the first articles published in the 1950s, the mystery has been amplified by writers and journalists who have often distorted the facts to create more dramatic stories. A classic example is the book The Bermuda Triangle, 1974, by Charles Berlitz. Although the book was a bestseller, selling millions of copies worldwide, it was also widely criticized for its lack of scientific rigor. Berlitz often ignored rational explanations for the disappearances and, in some cases, invented details to make the stories more intriguing. For example, Berlitz claimed that the ship Cyclops, which disappeared in 1918, was a victim of supernatural forces. However, subsequent investigations showed that the Cyclops was overloaded and had mechanical problems before it disappeared, factors that likely contributed to its sinking. Similarly, Berlitz suggested that Flight 19 was abducted by aliens, ignoring United States Navy records that indicated the pilots were disoriented and had run out of fuel. Another problem is the lack of concrete evidence for many of the cases associated with the Bermuda Triangle. In some cases, the supposedly missing ships and planes never existed. They were inventions or exaggerations by sensationalist writers. In others, the disappearances occurred outside the Bermuda Triangle area, but were wrongly attributed to the region to reinforce the myth. This raises an important question. How many of the disappearances attributed to the Bermuda Triangle are actually mysterious? Furthermore, there is the role of conspiracy theories, which often complicate the search for truth even further. From interdimensional portals to underwater alien bases, these theories not only lack evidence, but also distract from rational, scientific explanations. Although they are fascinating and capture the public's imagination, they also contribute to misinformation and make it difficult to understand what is really happening in the region. But perhaps the most disturbing aspect of the Bermuda Triangle is the impact it has had on the public perception of science. For many, the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle is an example of how science fails to explain the unknown. However, the reality is that science has provided clear and rational explanations for most phenomena associated with the region. The problem is that these explanations are often ignored or dismissed in favor of more exciting and sensational theories. For example, the idea that the Bermuda Triangle is a danger zone with an abnormal number of disappearances has been largely debunked by statistical studies. Researchers have shown that the number of accidents in the region is no higher than in other areas of the ocean with heavy traffic. Furthermore, many of the disappearances attributed to the Bermuda Triangle occurred during storms or in adverse weather conditions, factors that explain the majority of maritime and air accidents. Another point of controversy is the role of the entertainment and tourism industries in perpetuating the myth. Documentaries, films, and even tours explore the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle, often exaggerating or distorting the facts to attract audiences. While this is not necessarily harmful, it also contributes to the spread of misinformation and reinforces the idea that the Bermuda Triangle is a unique and dangerous place. But despite all these controversies, the Bermuda Triangle continues to capture the public's imagination. Part of this is due to the fact that, even with all the rational explanations, there are still cases that remain unsolved. Furthermore, the mystery touches on something deeper: our fascination with the unknown and our desire to find answers to what we cannot explain. And perhaps that's what makes the Bermuda Triangle so fascinating. It's not just a place on the map. It's a symbol of our desire to explore, understand, and challenge the unknown. And as long as we continue to search for answers, the Bermuda Triangle will continue to intrigue us, challenge us, and, most of all, inspire us. The ocean is a place of secrets, and some of them should never be revealed. This phrase, spoken by Captain Jack Sparrow, perfectly encapsulates what the Bermuda Triangle represents to humanity. A mystery that challenges our understanding and forces us to confront the unknown, but at the same time, it also teaches us something profound about ourselves, about our curiosity, our imagination, and our need to find meaning in what we cannot explain. The Bermuda Triangle is not just a region of the ocean. He is a symbol of our fascination with mystery and our desire to explore what is beyond our reach. From the first reports of disappearances to the most outlandish theories, the Bermuda Triangle reminds us that no matter how far we have advanced in science and technology, there are still things we don't fully understand, and perhaps that's what makes it so fascinating. But the legacy of the Bermuda Triangle goes beyond mystery. He also teaches us about the dangers of sensationalism and misinformation. Over the decades, exaggerated stories and unsubstantiated theories have turned ordinary events into frightening legends, obscuring rational, scientific explanations. It reminds us of the importance of questioning what we hear, of looking for evidence, and of not accepting everything as true just because it's exciting or convenient. At the same time, the Bermuda Triangle also highlights the power of science to demystify the unknown. Thanks to advances in technology, meteorology, and geology, we have been able to better understand the phenomena associated with the region, separating fact from fiction. And although there are still unsolved cases, they are not necessarily proof of something supernatural. They are just reminders that the world is vast and complex, and that not everything can be immediately explained. But perhaps the Bermuda Triangle's greatest legacy is what it teaches us about human nature. He reminds us that we are, above all, explorers. From the first navigators who ventured into the ocean to the scientists investigating the mysteries of the universe, we have always been driven by the desire to understand what lies beyond. And as long as we continue to explore, the Bermuda Triangle will continue to be a symbol of that spirit. A reminder that no matter how far we go, there will always be more to discover. Ultimately, the Bermuda Triangle is not just a place on the map. It is a story about mystery, imagination, and discovery. And as long as we continue to tell this story, it will continue to inspire us, challenge us, and remind us that the unknown is not something to fear, but something to explore. Because ultimately, the real mystery of the Bermuda Triangle isn't in the ocean, it's in us. It's in our ability to imagine, question, and seek answers to what we don't understand. And as long as we continue to do so, the Bermuda Triangle will continue to be a symbol of what it means to be human.